Hello, thank you all for watching this video. My name is Mukhtar Ibrahim from National Malaria Elimination Program, and on this video we are going to look at NMDR Data Entry module. The outline of the presentation will be looking at the introduction on the data entry, how the data was structured, the data entry interface, performing the data entry, and the inbuilt data validation on the data entry app. Let's start with a brief introduction. One of the features of NMDR is the electronic storage of routine and non-routine aggregate data, with two major means of data to be stored, by bulk import and manual data entry. And we would like to concentrate on the manual data entry. To perform manual data entry, we make use of the data entry module on the platform. We will be continuing on the data structures. These dimensions form the core building blocks of the DHIS data model. They are normally called as 3 Ws: what, when, and where. What is describing data element, when describing period, and where describing organization unit. For any data to be accessed on the DHIS, either to be downloaded or to be uploaded, these building blocks has to be considered. The example we have here is, if you want to know how many children received ACT treatment in Abuja Police Hospital in December 2019, the three dimensions which describe that value are the data element, that is children under 5 receiving ACT, the organization unit, which is Abuja Police Hospital, and the period, that is December 2019. All the data values have at least these three dimensions, describing what, where, and when. We are now on the data entry interface. We'll start by clicking on data entry application icon in the app menu. This will take us to the main data entry page. In performing the data entry, we are now on the data entry page with three controls. The first one is write control, looking at the organization unit selector, center control for selecting the data set and reporting period, and top left control for running validation and printing features. To continue performing data entry, all the three building blocks should be considered: what, where, and when. Now we'll start with where by selecting the org unit. Use the org unit selector to specify the org unit you intend to register data for. The org unit selector is designed in a hierarchical format, so you need to click on the plus sign before the federal government. A list of states will be displayed. Click on the plus sign before the state of interest. A list of LGAs will be displayed. Click on the plus sign before the desired LGA. A list of wards will be displayed. Click on the plus sign before the desired ward. A list of health facilities will be displayed. Then click on the desired health facilities. This is in the case of registering data on the health facility. Then a selected org unit is highlighted orange and appears in the organization unit field. After successful selection of org unit, then we are going to continue to select the data set and the period. In order to select the data set, click on the data set field to select a data set. A list of data sets available for the specified of unit will be displayed. After then, select period. In selecting the period, click the period field to select a period. Also use the previous and next year buttons to change the year for period in monthly format. Upon selecting of all the necessary dimensions, the entry form loads. Data entered is saved automatically in the database, and all forms are incomplete until completed. Forms are only expected to be complete after all values have been filled. Among the features of the data entry app is editing data. If you wish to correct previously entered data, simply replace the data value with the updated values. Also, if you want to delete a data value completely, select the value of interest and press delete or backspace on your keyboard. There is additional action that could be performed on the data entry app. By double-clicking on any input field in the form brings up a dialog box that shows additional actions. These actions are comments, min, max, limit, data history, and audit trail. The data entry app has on hybrid functions, online and offline. So when there is an active internet connection, a message will be displayed at the top as shown below. You are online. However, if the internet connection is lost during the data entry process, you will be informed that your data will be stored locally. The message is you are offline, data will be stored locally. In performing offline data entry, you are required to upload the data stored in offline mode once internet connection is back up. A message, there is data stored locally. Please upload to server by clicking on Offload. Then, once the data has successfully synchronized with the server, you will receive a confirmation message that the data has been successfully uploaded to the server. Looking at the data validation, the DHIS2 has inbuilt validation functions on the data entry app. Once you are done with the data entry, you can run a validation check on the data in the form by clicking on the Run Validation button. Coming to the end of the data entry, the last thing need to do is to run validation. After entering data for all the data elements in a form, you can run preset validation rules on the form by clicking the Run Validation button, and you will receive a message informing you the validation results by saying the data entry screen successfully passed validation. However, typing a value in a wrong data format pops up an error message. For example, entering lettered data values in for data element that only accept data values in number formats. So the last thing is looking at the practical session, and we have come up with a guide for you to do the data entry on the NMDR platform, and we expect the data to be entered on the LLIN distribution and that of the SMC data. So the two guides are there. You just need to log in and go and enter this data on the NMDR platform. Thank you all for watching the videos.